How do you get around Crete without a car? That's a great question to ask. We've tested and tried it ourselves, so yes, it's possible. And we're here to give you all the deets. Because let's be honest, driving in Crete is not for everyone. Yes, it is the fastest way to get around the island, but driving conditions are rough when you get off the main road. Plus, it's also the most expensive way to get around Crete. The good news though is that you don't need a car to visit the most famous beaches, attractions, and sightseeing spots. It's easy to get around the Greek island without a car. You can take public transport, ferries, guided bus tours, or even rent a scooter or quad bike. Public transport is the cheapest way to get around Crete. And yes, public transport exists on the island, and it's fairly decent. But that's only true for the north part of the Greek island. Most towns in the south and east of Crete only offer bus service twice a day, if any. Bus tickets cost anywhere between €1.60 to €7 or more for long trips, so it's a great option for solo travelers or for traveling Crete on a budget. Guided bus tours are another great way to get around Crete without a car. The famous hop-on, hop-off bus may not go around the entire island, but you'll be able to get to the most popular beaches in Crete, like Balos, Elefonici, and even Saitan Limania, for €15 per person. Another way to get around Crete is to take the ferries. It's the only way of traveling to the smaller islands off Crete, like Spinalonga, Chrysi, and Gramfosa Island, as well as the gorgeous but inaccessible quaint coastal villages on the south part of the island, like Lutro and Ajo Romeli. These routes are usually operated by smaller ferry services, and ticket prices vary from €7 to €25 per person depending on the destination. Taking a taxi is another option, but ride-sharing services like Uber or Bolt does not exist on the island, so you'll have to take taxis the old-fashioned way. Taxi prices are relatively cheap for getting around the main towns like Chania, Lethymno, and Heraklion. It's when you start taking longer taxi journeys that prices start getting a bit abstract. This happens everywhere around the world, not just in Crete. So if you need to take a longer taxi journey like an airport transfer, the best way to not get taken for a ride is to book it in advance and agree on the price beforehand. And finally, the last but most fun way of getting around Crete is to rent a scooter, quad bike, or buggy. It's fun and affordable, but we'd only recommend it for traveling short distances like neighboring towns, not for covering long distances in Crete. Besides the main highways, there are no street lights on most of the roads in Crete. Plus, the road conditions deteriorate the more off the beaten track you go, which can make a long trip uncomfortable. For more detailed tips for getting around in Crete, check out our blog at nomadandinlove.com.